Welcome to YouTube's favorite unknown comic channel. It's the other CK. It's Comic Crack, and I'm here with Mr. Colin Blanchette, loading the Canon zine fame, previews master, the man who I blatantly stole this idea from. So I figured the least I could do is reach out to him to invite him to hang out. Colin, hello. How are you, man?
I'm good, Terrence. How are you?
Yeah, pretty damn good.
Good.
So I guess that's the place to start. Let's do this because every month you do a new previews. I just watched December's, the one the other day that you put out the other day. I just watched it today actually. You've done this for a while, and then you got your hands on, I think it was January 1991, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. So you got your hands on an old preview and then some extra material, and you went through it. I was a huge previews guy. I used to buy it all the time. And it got to a point where I just had boxes filled with previews magazines, and I wanted to make some space, and I got rid of them. But it's something that I always loved doing. And I never, until you posted that video about the January one, never had it occurred to me that I would be interested in going through old previews magazines.
Yeah.
So that got me on the hunt for them, and my comic shop had a few of them from early days. Like I said, I was looking early days, as early as possible. This was the earliest they had in stock when I did my order. So this is July 1991, and I just couldn't resist. And honestly, when it got here, it's so exciting. The little flip through of it that I already did when I got it, because as soon as I opened the box, this was the first thing that got opened up. But I thought it would be fun to kind of go through this in more detail with you, so we could just kind of see what's in here and talk about it. You could also tell me maybe what's different even in this short window of time between that first one. I think the first thing that stands out to me is I'm not sure if this is a little bit thicker than the one you had or not. It's probably hard to tell on video, but
yeah, it looks like it might be though. The one I had was thin. I mean, it was really like a thick magazine, more than what it is now, where it's just a phone book.
Yeah, especially considering what it is now. Hello, Chaos and Comics. So my computer is out of arm's reach here, and I'm not going to be kind of looking at it. So if I do miss your comments, I apologize. We are kind of paying attention. Please feel free to chime in as we go, as usual. Should we just dive into it? Should we get into it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, let me get my glasses. Get my chair up. So, like I said, this is July 1991 is this one. Pretty great cover, talking about sports in here as well, too. There's a sports section. And I guess kind of right off the bat, the gems of the month, again, all this stuff really putting you in the era. There's Mouse. There's some Sandman there as well. Legion of the Night, the Vampire Lestat from Innovation.
Wow. Yeah.
So, and then some Geiger on the left here, Clive Barker stuff.
Nice.
I'm just going to stay out of context. Dirty words. Okay, yeah, great. If you could do that, that would be fantastic, Chris. Thank you very much. Put in the random fucking balls and stuff. Yeah. So I don't know what it had in yours, but this one caught my eye on my first flip through here. They're just talking about, so at this point, each month, 50,000 collectors and fans are reading previews is what they're saying.
I believe it.
So
that's crazy though.
Isn't it crazy?
I wonder how many they print now.
Right. I mean, I can't imagine it's very much though, right? Because I'm sure that everybody does digital, first of all, the people that are looking at this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, not that I know a ton of comics people. Like you, I know mostly people online. And it seems like everyone that does talk to me about previews looks at it digitally, not through the catalog. So,
yeah. They're asking for a survey as well, too. Readership survey to see who's reading it, collect some addresses, all that kind of usual stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then they talk about in this one, they've got some inserts that are in here as well, too. There's I think there's a football card in here. I think there's some Marvel cards in here. Dark Horse.
Yeah.
Is there Star Trek ones in here, too, or something? I don't remember, but we'll see them as we go through. Yeah, and if there's anything that jumps out at you, Colin, please feel free to stop me.
Yeah, will do.
if I'm going too fast. So more focus on like some of the gems. They go into more detail about Mouse and Sandman in here. Okay, so this is for Mouse: A Survivor's Tale 2 hardcover.
Yeah,
And
I
here
was
my
wondering if it
troubles
was
begin.
the. Yeah, no,
Sorry.
that would have and the Sandman, is it like the first trade or something? Preludes and Nocturnes, or
9 separate items. Sandman.
wow.
Yeah, Preludes and Nocturnes reprinting 1 into 8, and then the Doll's House 8 to 16, and Dream
And Dream
Country, Country rather 17 to 20.
And I got all of those for Christmas this year.
All right.
So like this year, these catalogs, when I was going through that January issue, there aren't a ton of graphic novels and trades back then. And so they read like my birthday or Christmas lists. It was just
Right.
like, because there was only so much to get. And so I was either getting them or trying to get all of these things.
Yeah.
Not easy to do as a kid on an allowance. I would have been well, is this July?
Yeah, July 91.
Okay, so I turned 14 the month this came out. So
yeah. So this is probably around like issue 28-ish, right? So as the first previews, are we looking like 89, 90 for the first one? 89, I guess, right?
Must, yeah.
Yeah. So early on.
Yeah.
The other thing that sort of, you see it in the new ones, you see focuses on kind of independent companies and stuff, but this one especially, just the amount of kind of independent, and again, like good name for your company, so you're first in a book like
exactly.
This.
Yeah.
Mark Vanheim with Cerebus 150, Church and State 15 and 16 there. So just the 3 books from Aardvark, but
yeah.
Page 5 right above AC Comics, right? So
what I like about back then too is they have all the companies have the same kind of header,
Yeah.
So like even DC and Marvel have the same heading, they're same size. It's
right.
a lot more egalitarian,
Yeah, absolutely. And they don't kind of separate the big two at the beginning and have everybody kind of mixed in at the back. They're sort of, we'll see when DC and Marvel come up, but they're kind of mixed in with everybody. Horus is coming soon. And yeah, Chris, do you think Chris is kind of calling bullshit on the 50K? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess I can think of why you would bullshit, but I don't know why you would bullshit, I guess. But
well, here's the thing to also consider is that they weren't the only distributor. So Capital City was putting out Advanced Comics, or Advanced Comics was the name of their catalog. And so I bet those numbers are real. I mean, I bet they were, because this is, 91, we're getting into like where things are starting to really heat up,
Yeah.
The image is coming, McFarlane, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld are all, Death of Superman, like Vertigo is still a ways out, but like Sandman's already here, it's coming, so I bet they probably were selling a shit ton of these back, and also no one could do anything digitally, so they had to do it. So yeah, I don't know, I'd be curious to know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I think continue with AC Comics, Acme Comics with Horus, with not a bad cover. Horus, sorry, the deluxe edition of Sons of Horus there. Doesn't look too awful, to be honest.
Never heard of it.
I mean, yeah, no, me neither. In the little black and white, and there's a bigger detail on it.
Amazing.
Action figure news. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's just amazing they had a full page ad for that. I mean, that
yeah.
Been cheap.
Yeah, no,
Action
absolutely.
figure news.
Yeah. I mean, it's, they bank in everything on Horus. I swear it's going to hit. Toys and price guide. Yeah, another big ad for Sandman as well, too, for all the trade paperbacks, Dream County, and the annual.
Yeah. The annual with the glow in the dark cover.
Yeah, there's a few of that kind of stuff around then, hey?
Yeah,
I think,
I think
Batman Dead Man. Although I'm saying that and I can't remember if that was 91 or not, but
yeah,
there was all those glow in the dark covers too.
sure.
Adventure Comics, Death World. I think that's Harry Harrison's story that got put into comics.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, one of my favorites. The Hunters 1 and 2. Love Jeremiah. I have got a bunch of these. They were just these little chunks. Unfortunately, they didn't do too much, but they did a good job collecting them in other places too. But man, it's such a good book.
All those Planet of the Apes comics.
Yeah. And then right above it, Debbie Does Dallas.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what was I going to say? Oh, I think that was one of the things that also stood out to me was, again, like this blend of, this adult titles and just how prevalent they were. And just, again, like you said, everything is mixed in together. It's not like there's a separate book or a separate section for like the more adult material. It's just all in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Dinosaurs for your collection. Aha Blue Comics. Another one that no freaking idea. You heard of these guys?
No, I don't think so.
Achilles Storm and Razzmatazz.
2 titles?
I mean, it looks like it's the same title because they're both called Achilles Storm, and there's one number 1 and then a number 6. So I'm not sure what the story is there on that one.
Interesting.
Lizard Lady. I think, Erotic Tales. This is Air Cell, isn't it too? Air Cell mixed here. Casanova, Arthur Sex.
Yeah, it's Air Cell after it sold to Malibu.
Yeah, right. The kind of death rattle.
Yeah. It's got a mixture of porn, Barry Blair comics, European stuff.
And then these exploitation adaptations, 2000 Maniacs. And I think Scum of the Earth 2 was like an exploitation film. Yeah, Herschel Gordon Lewis as well.
Yeah, you have some of those,
digging into that. Sorry?
You have some of those, right? The
I do, yeah. Yeah, I've got a couple of them. And they ended up doing Doris Wishman stuff as well, too. Okay. I can't remember what the hell it was called, but she's one of my favorites from that era. And they did a book of hers as well, too. The art is just, it's atrocious. It's just, even for Air Cell, it's atrocious.
Yeah.
But Another Day, Another Man maybe is what it was. I can't remember what it is, but Alpha Antarctic Press. There's some Albedo there. So volume 2 now of Albedo.
Antarctic Press, I find really fascinating. Like they're still around, and like I've never met another human being who talked about Antarctic Press, and I don't know. That's a company that I'm really interested in. Not their comics, but just like how they've survived and how they published so many comics over the years.
Totally. I think the Kayfabe guys maybe looked at Mangazine because I have some of those bookmarked. I'm curious about that one here.
I think I have the first issue of that.
Oh, you do, hey?
Yeah, because I mean, you can get them, I think, on my comic shop for like $2.50 or whatever. So.
Yeah, right. They're dirt cheap. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to the focus. Hopefully, it hasn't been pulsing like that for long. Chris is pointing out in the chat that Debbie Does Dallas went 18 issues, and it's a good point. I mean, this is for issue 7 of it. I guess they're taking
pricey.
one player at a time, one player per issue, I guess.
Exactly. They're pricey. They're it's not cheap to get that run of that series.
Right. Like today, these days, really?
Yeah. It's kind of late for my Air Cell collecting. I'm really only interested like before they sell off to Malibu. But I still try to grab as much as the other stuff as I can. And but that series is really, really expensive. So I won't be completing that one.
Yeah, right. What do we got here? A+. That's
a lot of titles.
Apocalypse. And Ariba with something called Scandal Sheet 3.
With a full-page ad.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
James Dean, the later years.
Yeah. Only this time, he survives.
God.
So great. It's just ridiculous.
I like how
Yeah, I
Archie
mean,
gets shit on as usual. Like Archie doesn't even get descriptions. They just
yeah. Yeah, I mean, this issue of Betty and Veronica, they fight over Archie.
yeah.
Betty and Veronica double digest. Jughead eats a burger.
Yet they've outlived all the shit in this catalog
All of it.
practically. So,
And I think we've talked about it in the past. I don't remember if you and I specifically talked about it, but to be honest, that would be some of those very early comics that I saw because they were fucking everywhere, right? And it's probably true for a lot of people that they were just everywhere, grocery store checkouts, because they were just so kind of safe for all readers. And it was just one of the final things they could put in front of you so your screaming child could beg to buy something, so they were everywhere.
yeah, I had a box of the digest when I was a kid. I probably went from those to Mad Magazine,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I read them when I was a kid.
Yep. Yeah, we had a bunch of the digests as well too. And I think it was probably similar with us. Mad and Cracked was also there, right? So
yeah.
Attic Books, Blackbird Comics.
I don't know them.
Tom
Crazy
Stazer.
Bob.
Tropo. Yeah, nothing jumping out on me on this one.
Oh, I see Boneyard though.
Oh, Boneyard Press, of course. Yeah. Dark Angel. That's one of them that I have there. I think that first.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Hart D. Fisher,
Mm-hmm.
the man. I mean, and it's also great to see like the 225 is kind of, for a lot of these books there, if they're lucky, they still cost that now, but
Right.
some of them obviously spiked a little bit. Brave New Words, one of my favorites, and there's my man, Mr.
Howarth.
And Baker Street Graffiti there as well, Guy Davis right next to him, and Dave Cooper. It's like my trilogy. It's like my trio here of guys I'm reading these days.
What's the Cooper series? Chronic Idiocy?
Correct. Yeah, Chronic Idiocy and #1.
Yeah. Your camera is pulsing, Terrence.
Is it really still?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try to do this.
I don't know what that means, but
I think it's just trying to find the focus. I was looking to turn off the autofocus.
Gotcha.
And so hopefully that kind of changes it. It might be because of my hands in there as well too. Oh no, it's still doing it. Hey.
Yeah.
Slow down there, buddy. Take a pill. It's just acid. You're just high.
Man, Caliber has a lot of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean tons, right?
Yeah,
Dead World.
The Silencers. I know that comic.
Is it still doing it? Oh,
I don't know. Planet 29. Oh, Super Swine. I don't know that comic, but that guy Gary Fields is on Instagram. I bought a little. You remember Cat Ironwood's Fit to Print column that used to run in all the Eclipse comics?
Yep.
I bought a piece of art that was like just a header for one of those columns.
Okay.
And it was by Gary Fields, and he messaged me on Instagram saying, oh cool, like I haven't seen this in 30 years. So anyway, random people still around many years later. What's that series below it? Taken Under
Special, by Rhodia and Lark.
Michael Lark, maybe.
I'm guessing, yeah.
It's gonna have to go on a list.
From the pages of Caliber Presents.
Okay.
Creative team behind Airwaves.
Oh yeah.
Looks pretty sharp though, hey?
Yeah, I like Michael Lark.
Yeah. Nice panel to pull. I don't know if I showed this Dave Cooper, but there's the noodly man there.
Oh, that's great.
It's really great. Such a fun fucking artist. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe that'll help with the focusing.
Okay.
Come on, Chris. You're don't lie to us, Chris. You were jerking off to Betty and Veronica just like the rest of us were. Don't feed us that line. Oh, Dante's Inferno, Killer of Crows, another one. Don't remember if I read this one, but I know I have that one as well too. Caliber. like you and I have talked about it before, it's incredible how much they put out and how much you find that you've never seen before. Zulu Nation, yeah, I've got an issue of that too. I haven't dipped into it yet though.
Yeah, I haven't ever. I've seen covers, but I've never seen the insides.
Yeah. And then for cartoon books, Bone number 2.
That's amazing.
It really is. Cartoonist profiles.
I love that. Oh, cartoonist profiles. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 91. Sorry to keep cutting you off there. Sorry. What did you want to say about Bone?
You ever seen any cartoonist profiles?
I don't know if I have, to be honest. I feel like I might have seen them online, but not in person.
Yeah, I have. I think I have one of them, but they're pretty cool. They're little. It's a magazine about comics, and each issue focuses on somebody. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, I don't know who the hell was buying them because it ran for a long time, but you never see them anywhere. So
yeah.
But
I'm just gonna fix this light here. Maybe that'll help as well. There we go. Maybe more light on it'll help it focus. Yeah, and this one I think is Eisner, it looks like. Yes. Plus a look at Will Eisner's current reformatting of the Spirit.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to keep my eyes out for it. Classic comic strips, Joe Palooka and Smilin' Jack.
Yeah.
And then Kamiko. Yeah.
That must have been near the end for them, right?
Yeah, it must be. I mean, what are the titles here? Elemental Still.
Still, God.
Yeah, probably the only one that did anything, right? Or, I don't know, maybe I'm being too cruel, but it feels like that's the one that, kind of had such a long career, right?
Yeah, that's the one that sold for sure. I mean, they had Grindel and they had a couple things like that, but...
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think Elementals did really well at one point.
Mm-hmm.
What's that comic's career?
Number 6. Tabloid newspaper featuring news articles and interviews.
Interesting.
So focused on people that are want to make a career in the comics industry.
Wow,
never heard of it.
Newspaper. Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. Well, that's one to put into the database and see what comes up. More continuity. So Bucky O'Hare, Crazy Man.
I bought Crazy Man off the shelf. Yep.
And again, Bucky O'Hare was one of those I remember too. Like that seemed to be everywhere for a bit as well.
Sure. Yeah, they tried.
Yeah, cartoon or something. Did they do a game as well or something like that? Or
yeah, and toys and the whole bit. They thought it was gonna be the next Turtles,
Yeah, right. Mudwog, Arthur Soydom.
Oh wow.
Oh, Cyber Rad, yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. Was it Mudwog? Never heard of that before.
Yeah, Mudwog. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen it around, and I think then it was collected because I know there was a time there was all this Choli and Phi Trap stuff that was collected, and I think it might have been collected in that as well too. I'm assuming that was a Dark Horse thing, but I don't quite remember.
Yeah.
Ms. Mystic. Yeah, more Bucky O'Hare. Larry Hama.
Those continuity titles were on the newsstand, so I definitely sampled here and there, but didn't really know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, right. Cornerstone Design. Drifters and Adventures of the Vital Man.
Okay.
Yeah. There's the Vital Man there. That's focusing. Cybermark. Dark Horse Presents. There we go. Oh shit! Yeah, some Deadline as well too.
Wow, nice.
Number 1.
So that's a John Byrne picture, right? For Dark Horse Presents. Is his Next Men in there or something?
Terminator Yeah, Dark Horse Presents in here. Sorry. Yes, right by my thumb.
Oh, 2112. Yeah, that's John Byrne.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Adult material.
I wonder what that means.
Yeah. Nudity, sexual situations, and violence. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember those being particularly, spicy or anything. Like, am I misremembering Dark Horse Presents?
I don't think so.
Because it wasn't that one that did the European stuff. So, yeah. Some Terminator sample as well.
Interesting.
Yeah. Doesn't look that appealing, that's for sure.
No.
Vampirella. Busiak,
wow.
LeChance, and Nyberg.
Crazy.
Yeah. Ooh, Book of Night. Yeah, Charles Vess. Man, oh man, like it's just crazy seeing all this stuff side by side with each other and just kind of that distance. What has really stuck? Oh, Race of Scorpions. Love that book.
Oh, you just saw that in Ross's video, the stuff you sent.
Yeah,
in.
yeah. I've been starting to buy up duplicates of some of this stuff when I see them for cheap because I just can't leave stuff like that sitting in a box for $1 and nobody enjoying it. So I've started kind of buying them up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And who better to send him to than Rasa?
Sure.
Dead Face, The Mask, holy crap, Badlands. Oh yeah, Badlands. There you go. One I just read recently. Dark Horse Insider. Pins. I think that's something that appears a couple of times in here, if I remember correctly. God,
this was definitely the era of pins. People loved pins.
Yeah.
Or they loved making them. I don't know if anyone's buying them, but they were
yeah, right. Uncut sheet, bro.
I know.
It's crazy.
You have to get this slab.
So tempted to rip all this shit out of it, honestly. But
I know. Yeah.
I'm gonna resist the urge. Yeah. So look at this, the Sandman slipcase package.
Wow.
2 new Sandman trade paperbacks offered this month. Both package in an illustrated slipcase. That's amazing.
Look at that
you
mug.
You can also buy it separately. Sorry, what's that? Yeah,
look at that mug.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. You just grope Batman's body every time you want to take a drink.
Yeah. Sit there and touch his chiseled physique as you sip on your coffee. Sip on your milk. The Griffin. Yeah, tons of shit.
Deathstroke the Terminator.
Yeah. Number 4. Yeah, and again, like from Caliber to Dark Horse to DC, just again, exactly like you were talking about. Everybody's just kind of in one place, and you're not getting any special header that's bigger than anybody else's. You're not getting, the only thing that's going to be different is how many pages you fill with your stuff and how many ads you buy.
What's that Generation Zero graphic novel? I don't think I've ever seen that.
Good one in Moreno. Pepe Moreno, right? Isn't that his name?
I wonder if that ever actually came out.
Originally serialized in the pages of Marvel's Epic Illustrated.
Oh, wow.
Huh. So it is there in Epic, at least, if they didn't do the collection.
Huh. Okay.
This early non-computer work by Moreno. World War III tale.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. A good thing to dig back into the boxes for. Yeah, I mean, again, Sandman everywhere, and obviously Batman everywhere too, which makes sense. Why wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Sandman watches
the Batman Year 2 trade.
Yeah.
You ever read that?
I haven't. No, I really haven't.
Yeah. It's fun. It has
Is it? Yeah.
I think half of it is Todd McFarlane art, and the other half is Alan Davis.
Right.
If I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even recognize the cover, so it's not something that I don't think I've ever really seen in the bins out there. So, which is unusual because a lot of this stuff you end up seeing 10 fucking million copies of it.
It's true.
But I don't recognize that cover at all. Although that's the trade paperback, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, more and more trade paperback of year one.
Yeah. Great cover.
Yeah. Watchmen trade paperback.
Oh, wow.
And statues. So pins and statues. Let's count how many pins and statues we see. More Sandman. More Batman.
Yeah.
Ooh, Human Target special #1.
Yeah. That's great.
Mayfair Games. Whoop.
What's the Piranha Press title?
Dances with Cows. Beautiful Stories for Ugly Children, #21.
Yeah, you like those, don't you?
The couple that I've read, I really dug. And for those of you who are music fans, Mike Patton's band, Mr. Bungle, they used a lot of their art for their first album from one of the Beautiful Stories for Ugly Children. It might have been one of the first issues. The one was focused on all the clowns who kind of go on a bender and drive around and terrorize people. They used a lot of that art in their first release there.
Yeah.
From this series. I mean, like I said, I've got a bunch of them. I haven't read the rest of them yet, but it's one of those ideas that because it's this kind of illustrated novella or whatever, like it really has to be something that kind of catches my attention because they are kind of a slog. It was an interesting thing. Again, it's just a surprise they lasted so long, right? So obviously there was people buying them,
and you never see them. I mean, so I wonder what they actually sold.
Yeah, right.
So is that a Strangers in Paradise role-playing game?
It looks like it, yeah, from the Mayfair Games.
I had no idea.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty early for Strangers in Paradise.
Present the Amazon Princess on this combination sourcebook solitaire adventure. Oh, hold on a sec. So this is pitting Wonder Woman against Eris.
Oh.
So not that Strangers in Paradise. This is what they're calling a Wonder Woman game.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah. So I wonder if Mayfair was DC as well then.
I think they licensed a ton of stuff.
Yeah, right. Beginner
set. Maybe I'm wrong because this is all DC shit here.
And again, like 91, even for role-playing games, you know, that's not really, I mean, it's not unheard of, but it feels like it's kind of trying to cash in on something that's maybe just kind of passing its prime or whatever, but because there's a beginner set on the DC role-playing game, which I'm assuming all these are kind of modules for it, right?
Yeah, I know they did a Watchmen version.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but I'm not a gaming guy, so I've just seen them, but I've never looked at them really.
Yeah, right. Hello, Donald Rex. Yes, previews from July 1991. Daryl D, hello, how are you? Donald, I did start watching that video you sent me. I will kind of, I haven't finished it yet. I got sidetracked with putting, with family coming home and dealing with sick children and stuff, but I am going to check it out.
Man, look at all these Disney comics.
Yeah. Just wanted to back up to the whole Uncle Scrooge. This is, and again, it's another one that we would have seen a lot of, you know, I mean, we really loved the Uncle Scrooge stuff. We always had kind of, whether it was like Bugs Bunny or Looney Tunes or Winnie the Pooh or any of those kind of classic kids stuff. Not Gold Key, but what was the other one that also did some of those? Anyway, there was another company. I'm just thinking. Sorry. Yeah, Dell. That's right. Yeah. The Gold Key and the Dell stuff. We always had access to those things too.
I didn't read really any of these Disney comics because I was already in my teens. But they're all nice looking, you know, like I actually picked a few of these up out of a quarter bin the other day. just randomly to take a look at them, but they're all really nicely made.
Yeah.
So is that Jonster Nod writing Darkwing Duck?
It seems to be, yeah.
Wow.
Which kind of that catches my attention, because again, that was another one. They had the show and everything too, right? It feels like they really pushed this Darkwing Duck. But I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was interested to see what the hell he did with it.
Yeah.
It's odd. It's an odd idea.
Sure.
Famous firsts in Disney history.
Nice. That's an expensive calendar for 1991.
Yeah, $11. Yeah, totally. Because it's got this fucking Mickey the Rat hanging out all over it.
Double Diamond Press.
Yep.
Hepcats.
Number 1 special edition, limited edition. Yeah. A diamond exclusive.
Of course.
So again, like, yeah, interesting, hey? I wonder when all that stuff started, the diamond exclusive type of stuff.
Yeah. And that title above it, I-Beam, was a comic strip that ran in like a University of Texas newspaper.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm an I-Beam fan. I like it like that. But both those guys lived in Austin and knew each other. So.
Right. Yeah, and that makes sense, because I remember you showing that I-Beam stuff before on your channel, or maybe it was on your previous channel. I don't remember.
Yeah, I like Hepcats too, for that matter.
Yep.
Earth Prime.
Earth Prime. She is silky. Number 1.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sold.
Yeah.
EC Comics, a complete Mad soft cover.
Oh wow! Oh, I've seen that book before.
Mad 1 to 6. Not the best image to reproduce for the small ad, but there you go.
No, but it's like a nice big. It's like a big paperback, so it's printed at a nice size.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 by 12. Yeah.
And 200 pages.
Yeah.
For $20.
Yeah, $20 in 1991, not cheap.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, even now, I feel like something like that might be like a $29.99. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Another one of our favorites, Eclipse Comics, again, nearing the end, right? Because it's David Chelsea in Love, Appleseed, Dirty Pair, Robin Hood.
Yeah. Sweet stuff.
Show the logo. There you go.
Yeah.
The Hobbit graphic novel.
Okay.
Offered again. I Am Legend.
What's that Kirby thing there?
The Jack Kirby Treasury, Volume 2.
I don't know that.
96 pages, 8 by 11, $10.
Interesting. That Spider series isn't bad. Tim Truman.
It is. It's pretty damn good. Yeah, that's one of the early ones that I got. I really liked it, but all of Truman's stuff from around this time, like that whole kind of pulp hero, I think he does that stuff really well. I think he's made for that type of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Miracle Man hardcover. Are they both hardcovers? Yeah, I think so. Hey, hardcover second printing. And book 2 hardcover, The Red King Syndrome, second printing as well. Nice. $30 a pop.
Yeah, $30. And those are slim books. They are
112 pages and 128 pages. That ain't shit.
Yeah. And the hardcover, I have the first one. I don't have the second one. But the first one is like, it's cloth, but the image, which you would totally recognize the image, it's basically just like a sticker that's put onto the cloth.
Okay.
Kind of a funny looking thing for a $30 book, but
right.
I didn't pay full price. I bought it in a used bookstore somewhere, but yeah. Miracle Man's a strange title.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and like you said, that really does seem like a cheap out. Charge all this and just gonna slap a fucking sticker on it. Here you go, kid. Thanks for your money. Yeah, very expensive Chaos and Comics to
Yeah, it's true.
look through the previews. Don't try to order these at home. This is 1991. I do enjoy these kind of full color,
Yeah,
ads here. Pretty nice. Some Aragones. I think there's a few here. Yeah, there you go. This Abraham Stone.
yeah.
Country Mouse City Rat. Cubert. Yeah, so it looks like on the back they give a little bit of a description of everything here. Page count 48, square bound, paperback, etc. Target audience, all audiences. Do you see any of that kind of stuff? I mean, it's an interesting idea because if you're going to be kind of having people ordering stuff for their shops and things, is that anything that happens now? I guess, do they have rating systems in the previews? I don't really remember.
I don't think so. And also, who in comics, even back then, didn't know who Sergio Aragonés was?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yes.
He's been mad and been making Gru for 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All of a sudden, he's switched to doing porn or something. Yeah.
Exactly.
This one is NSFW. All right, so here we go. Get your pants unbuttoned, boys.
That's right.
Heroes Comics. Sheepskin Magazine.
Never heard of that.
Wanda Luanda and the Pirate Girls.
Never heard of it.
No. This first one, Sheepskin Magazine, that Tor Love Betty. I've got that issue.
Oh, yeah.
Black and white cheesecake photos, good girl art, kinky fiction, and a centerfold. All this and Betty page 2, of course. What a surprise. Forbidden Frankenstein, Anton Drek.
I heard that all that Anton Drek stuff is going to get reprinted.
Really?
Yeah.
All of that was Don Simpson, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope it happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, totally. Gita Frank Thorne. That's a great, that's a fantastic panel to choose too, man. Like her hair just taking up the frame like fire. That's so great.
Well, it's a print. Is that $50?
Oh, so it is. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Silk screen print. Yeah, $50, 18 by 24.
Yeah,
silk screened in 8 colors. Well, hell, man,
I bet that looks great.
It does. Yeah, it does. It makes me look at it a little closer, though, knowing that it's a print and not just a panel pulled from the latest issue or something. Yeah, the Erotic World's Frank Thorne, Birdland, Ironwood. I Want to Be Your Dog, rather.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a series.
All the quality stuff.
Yeah, and honestly, that is a good one, that I Want to Be Your Dog. I remember reading that, taking it out with me camping one year, when just in the stack of books that I brought to camping, and reading that series and being kind of like, holy shit, not what I expected, you know?
No.
Eternity.
Yeah, these Schlockmeisters.
Yeah. Man, their stuff is so fun, though. Especially when you find there's so many of it where the cover doesn't really tell you that the entire interiors are reprints, right? Like probably what most of these are.
Sure.
Well, maybe not this one. This is a 5-part miniseries. But I feel like this Ghosts of Dracula, well, maybe that's not either, but it's tough to tell. They don't make it really apparent on some of those ones that you're going to open it up to kind of, you know, Spanish edition of some character, or, you know, stuff from Creepy and Eerie magazine or wherever they're pulling it from.
What kind of in the last, I guess, year or two, probably through seeing your videos and then my own digging around, is I finally discovered that some of these Eternities are European comics, though, that you know, they do, and they don't even credit the creators half the time. So who knows if that was legal, what they were doing. But
yeah, right.
Some of those are nicer than you'd expect, because you open it up and like the proportions are wrong, but the art itself is always very nice. So
Agreed. And even ones that have covers like, because I mean, this cover
Yeah.
would not jump out at me, but I guarantee you open that book up and it's not going to look anything like this. It'll probably look pretty fucking surprisingly good. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if there's some tracing through like Comics Journal, if they talked at all about Eternity and kind of their, you know, that would be interesting to follow up on some of that, because that's an interesting point. I wonder if they did have the rights to it or if they just were doing it.
Yeah, it's a good question. I know they pretty much hated these guys and thought they were, you know, just turning out schlock garbage.
Yeah.
Which they often were, of course. But
oh, no doubt. Yeah.
But it doesn't mean some good stuff didn't slip through. Captain
Absolutely.
Harlock.
And again, like looking at that era from now is also different than being in it at a time, right? Like, I think there's a certain level of, it's kind of amazing that this stuff was out there, regardless of, you know, the fact that it was maybe not reproduced the best, but it was still out there and getting some exposure, right? Is kind of amazing to think about. And honestly, like, some of that shittier printing sometimes works really well for me. I feel like it adds to it in some strange way.
For sure.
Captain Harlock. Impossible to find those issues. Gibson and Eldred.
Okay.
And this
I don't know who Gibson is, but Eldred is Tim Eldred. But I don't know who Gibson is. I have that Metal Bikini series.
The main book. This feels like it's like the second volume or something, because it's Death Shadow Rising #5. Yeah, 5 of 6. It says there.
Okay.
They're good though, man. They're really hard to find. Those Eternity Captain Harlocks are not easy to find, because I've really been focused on wanting to get more of those. Not fucking easy. Ninja High School.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at this. Dollman Returns. Yeah. Do you know this one, Rio Kid?
No, I don't, but it looks interesting.
It doesn't it remind you of what is that? Is it Torpedo?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Kind of has a similar style there, but written by Albiak and illustrated by Sachan. I don't know it, but it looks pretty good, man. I kind of dig that style.
Yeah, they're all on my comic shop for nothing.
Yeah, really, hey?
Yeah. That looks
well, that's good. Though. You have that window open as we're going through, eh?
Yeah.
Excellent idea. Rio Kid, Robotech, Shuriken. Man, like, again, tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Lensman, graphic novels, trade paperbacks. And then Evolution Comics.
Never heard of Evolution.
And Excel Graphics. Yeah,
never heard of them either.
No. I don't even recognize the titles. Tales from Ground Zero, black and white anthology.
Oh, Phil Hester's in it.
Phil Hester, yeah.
Yeah.
John Warren, Phil Hester again, Jim Woodyard.
I don't know anybody else.
No, me neither. But that looks like it might be promising. Let's get out my pen and circle this.
Then it won't be mint.
Yeah, that's right. Fantico. Beautiful to see these ads too. This Castro is a guy, like, dude. Yeah. It's I think that's also part of what's so enjoyable about going through these. I'm reading so much of this stuff that's in here, and I have been reading it for like the past year or so. So it really feels like I'm kind of in this zone anyway, just in my sort of bin diving and reading. So it's cool to see the ads for them.
Yeah, when you showed off those Night of the Living Dead comics with that great art, I was really stunned.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hell of an artist, man.
Yeah.
Some of that imagery in there, especially in that London book, man. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Talk about the Holocaust type of reproductions in a zombie book, the last thing you're expecting to see. Like, unbelievable.
Yeah. Are you familiar with that Night's Children?
I'm not. I've been looking at these images, though. They're like, the trio of these images are really striking. And for Fantico, how much you can't do much better than that, right?
Yeah, she has a really she has a really unique art style. It's kind of like, you know how like um Joseph Michael Linsner has a style that's like nobody else's.
Yep.
She's kind of like that too. It's like this real kind of, I mean, I like it, but it's just really peculiar. Nobody else drew like her really. And
Right.
I don't know. I love that there's a shirt for it too. That's amazing.
Yeah. Nice children t-shirt.
Yeah. It's so good.
Series creator Wendy Snow Lang.
Yeah. I think she was in some issues of Taboo, and I think she did this Night's Children, and I don't know if she did much else, to be honest.
Right.
So
Fantagore, rather. So Horror in the Dark. Den 2 Movovum.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Some Corbin stuff there. Just the 2 titles from him, though. And then everybody's favorite, the Fantagraphics. We get into the Fantagraphics page. Stand out there. Obviously, Peter Bagg, a staple. Scott Russo's Jizz.
Yeah.
Universally insulting comic series goes bi-monthly with this issue and now features cover-to-cover comics because you demanded it. Read the comic by the cartoonist so mean he even satirizes his own publisher. And brilliantly, like that last issue where he fucking cribs Doucet, Chester Brown, Seth, Joe Matt. Like it's relentless. It's so funny though, but it is absolutely relentless. I think it ends with Chester Brown leaning on a chair masturbating into Joe Matt's mouth. I think it's one of the last panels in it. Just so brutal.
Man, this page is full of heavy hitters though.
Yeah.
It's all top-notch stuff.
Joe Sacco, Usagi Yojimbo, 8-Ball, number 3, the second printing.
That's great. Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever read much real stuff?
I haven't. It's a title that I do see out there, but I haven't read much. I think I have a couple of them.
Yeah, grab them if you see them.
Yeah, hey?
Grab them if you see them. Guaranteed you will enjoy them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, Pete Bagg, Roberta Gregory, Mosevich, Carol Mosevich, J.R. Williams, Jim Woodring. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. And it's basically like if American Splendor was actually entertaining. That's the idea, Yeah,
right.
Yeah, see, here's Jeff Yin in the chat. He knows.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. You'd love those, though. I unequivocally, if you grab them, if you see them, they're worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
Lots of great
I think I've seen them at one of the shops downtown. I'll have to go back and check it out.
Yeah. What else?
And then it continues with some Crazy Cat silkscreen print. Love and Rockets number 9 reprint. Nice to see the reprints coming out. Book 2, second printing of Usagi Yojimbo.
Yeah.
Complete Cheech Wizard Volume 2. Von Bode's sketchbook. Amazing Heroes 194.
Wow. That must be near the end.
This issue features a look at the comics industry's independence with a major section on Eastman's Tundra, as well as Caliber and First Comics.
Damn.
Yeah, damn is right. That's an issue I got to look for.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I love those Amazing Heroes.
What's they are good. The ones I have,
They came out bi-weekly, which is insane to think that they were putting out a magazine that size that often.
Yeah, right. And then alongside doing everything else that they were doing, right?
Yeah, and the Comics Journal. So
yeah. I mean, that was they were such a huge operation then, right? I can't imagine how many people they had on staff or just how many sleepless weeks the few people that were there had.
I bet the staff wasn't as big as you think.
Yeah, I bet you're right. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. 5 people.
Yeah, just churning it out.
Yeah, right. Fleetway quality. These I tend to see everywhere. I don't know what it's like down there for you, but I see Fleetway quality stuff everywhere in the bins.
Yeah,
that and Eagle, all of this kind of reprint stuff, Judge Dredd and etc.
Yeah, I saw that Hall of Justice book at a bookstore just a month or so ago.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I have that. I don't know how you actually pronounce it. The Slane, however it is. I have
yes.
that 3-book series. That's all I have of that character. But
yeah, I've got a couple of single issues, and it's a beautiful book to look at. I don't know if I've ever actually sat and given it a good read, though.
Yeah, Bisley's art is amazing on that.
It really is. Yeah. What else have they given us?
Hooligan's Haircut.
Yeah, Pete Milligan and Jamie Hewlett.
I have a copy of that, but it was printed years later. I've never seen that one.
Right.
It's like a comic. Yeah, interesting.
Cyber Crush.
Never heard
Chronos
of it.
Revival. Mach 1, number 7.
Wow.
Judge Dredd posters, of course. No smoking sign. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Where's the Judge Dredd pins?
That Troubled Souls and For a Few Troubles More, that's early Garth Ennis.
Ah, nice, yes.
That's like a really early Garth Ennis.
Oh, okay. Set in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think it's pre-Hellblazer.
I bet you that's fantastic, too.
Yeah, it was before he picked up all his bad habits, you know?
Yeah, right. Where's my phone? Actually, let me take a photo of that one to make sure I remember it. Interesting. Conan limited edition cover pin. There you go.
Weird.
One more in the pin tally.
Oh, Friendly Comics. Are you familiar with Friendly?
I'm familiar with this title, Bambi and Friends. I'm sure that some of this ended up in this box, this shoe box of smut that I got from a guy that I ended up getting rid of pretty much everything out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awful. It was awful looking stuff. Like there was nothing good about any of it, you know.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Landra. Yeah, what the hell?
Greater Mercury still going, huh?
Triple X, that Zenoscope or something. It reminded me of the stuff that came out from them too. That type of adult fare where it really isn't much at all.
Sure, yeah.
Hamilton Comics, formerly Gladstone, Felix the Cat, Volume 1.
Nice.
Dread of Night, Maggots, number 2.
Yeah, I've seen those before. They're really boring magazines. Like they're comics. Yeah, they're comics, but they're the art is all really boring and
that's too bad.
It is. Yeah.
It's a promising title.
I know. I get so excited when I see stuff like that, you know, the magazine size stuff, and think, oh, this is going to be a cool hidden gem. And then when you get something that's just so dull, it's a bummer.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Yeah, absolutely.
I've never read any of that Tandra stuff. Have you ever read any of that?
No, I haven't. I have not.
Yeah.
Book 9, A to C. What the fuck is that even, that title? Anyway, yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Harvey Comics.
Can you believe Harvey's still around here?
Yeah. Honestly, I can. I kind of can because of the stuff that they did. Again, it's like this kind of never-ending, you know, because, I mean, I can't fucking believe that Archie Comics is still going. What more could you possibly have to put out? But it's stuff, it just always has an appeal. There's always an audience for it, you know? There's always going to be, you want some comics, we'll get you these ones. It's characters the parents recognize. They know it's safe. All of that
What little kid doesn't want Back to the Future, you know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Woody Woodpecker and the Stoners, Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I mean, Casper, we read all that shit when we were little as well, too.
Yeah. Oh, Hero Comics. Those are all terrible.
Yeah. Icicle. What are you talking about? Look at that. It's Icicle. Oh, speaking of Tandra, here you go.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, and I never have, and I really was taken by this art, honestly, because it's a little bit off, right? Again, in that world of It's just not totally there, but it has quite a bit of an appeal.
I agree. I'm fascinated by stuff that ran that long, that nobody ever talks about.
Yeah. And here
So,
they are with a full color insert.
Crazy.
There's another look at it there. Like that's a great looking panel,
Yeah, it is. That looks great.
Donald Rex,
Story
are you
for
still in the room? Are
grown-ups.
you familiar with it? And book 11.
Yeah, a story for grown-ups. I love that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah. Curious.
Looks promising.
Yeah, it does. Icicle does not.
Yeah.
Though I definitely read some of that shit when I was a kid. So.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anything that was different, I was always trying to grab it if I could, and I was often disappointed.
Yeah. Right.
So on innovation here, the Vampire Lestat trade paperback, that which I've never read, but that book was in every bookstore when I was a kid. It was like, Watchmen, Dark Knight Returns, Vampire Lestat. And I think just because Anne Rice was so big, that comic was everywhere.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if it ever actually sold to anybody, but yeah. But it's like it's like 400 pages. Yeah, there you go. It's big.
Yeah, 400 pages. You're right. Yeah.
Crazy.
Phantom of the Opera graphic novel.
The Master of Rampling Gate. That's what I have in my my comic shop cart right now because it has Colin Doran art in it.
From a distant soil, yes. Adaptations of Anne Rice graphic tale of unspeakable horror. Cover painting by John Bolton. Yes, of course.
Yeah, nice.
Psycho, Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, that's another one of those companies. I see innovation a lot out there, and I mostly they just don't look that interesting for the most part. I haven't really dug into them too much.
It's mostly junk, but it's weird. They had so many painted comics, and they were all by guys you've never heard of. And it's like it was before painted comics caught on. So I was like, where are they finding all these guys to paint these comics?
Yeah.
Child's Play, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Vampire Waits poster. Yeah, Child's Play, Lost in Space.
I saw a few of those Lost in Space issues the other day, and I almost grabbed them out of a bin, but I was like, I'm not gonna put together this whole run, so why bother? But they looked all right.
I see this On a Pale Horse, I feel like everywhere. Every 50-cent box I go through, I find one issue of Pale Horse, it feels like.
Oh, Donald Rex made on my comic shop order tonight.
Oh, beautiful.
He'll need to go on with you and show him off.
Honestly, Donald, that would be great. I'll have you on, man. Let's see it when you get the box.
Yeah.
Old strip reprints.
Yeah, I'd be curious about that too.
Yeah. The ever popular Jade Man CDs everywhere too.
God, I wish I had collected these hardcore when I was younger, when they were so easy to find. Have you ever read any of these?
If you ever come for a visit, I'll take you to a shop that's got a ton of them.
Oh man, they're so fun.
They are pretty fun. I did have quite a chunk of them for a while, but they're one of those books, like one of those just didn't make the cut, right? I did when I kind of cut things out, they went because again, it seemed like I was finding them all over the place, and they were good. I just didn't get into them to that degree, but I mean, man, do they jump out at you from the boxes. Like, they're incredible looking books. Like, the covers, everything about them just scream by me, Yeah. Like, even that panel, like, look at this freaking panel. It's fantastic.
Yeah, they're crazy comics. And I mean, a couple of them ran like 50 something issues. So
yeah,
pretty cool. Is that
now,
Charles Burns cover?
Yeah, this one on my first pass through, my first quick one, I stopped because I've never heard of Blast. British Monthly, a new British monthly. This is number 5.
Okay.
New and reprint serials from both sides of the Atlantic. Even has some Torpedo. It has some Concrete by Chadwick as well.
Okay.
Do you know it?
No.
Yeah.
Looks like there's 7 issues, none of which are in stock at my comic shop.
Mm-hmm.
They all have great covers, though.
I bet.
Yeah. With these things, I always wonder how many of these things are in there that you can get somewhere else. But yeah, like Peter Bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, interesting list of people, that's for sure.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I
that's
guess
cool.
if it's British, maybe that's the way they were getting access to these stories, right? Because they're not exactly easy to maybe stock the Fantagraphics titles or the companies that these guys were working with. Maybe that was
Yeah.
the best way for them, I guess, at that time. Or maybe that's what this John Brown publishing was like. When you're on my comic shop, when you click John Brown, how many titles come up?
Only 4.
Uh-huh.
And the other 3 are all one thing. You know.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry, one of them's called Point Blank. There's 2 issues.
Okay.
And that is a showcase of European adventure strips,
Mm-hmm.
which sounds awesome. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's something to look into some more.
Yeah. So trying to tap into that and not quite working out, hey?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, Spanish Fly. This is kitchen sink stuff now.
Okay.
Soft drink tin sign. Oh, I thought it was going to be a Tijuana Bibles kind of thing, but yeah, just a tin sign. Harvey Kurtzman, Hey Look.
Oh, that's a valuable book now.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Not easy to get.
$15.95 for the soft cover.
Yeah. A friend of mine
Terry
mentioned trying to go look for one on eBay, and I was like, "Oh shit," you know.
Yeah, really, hey.
Yeah.
Spirit number 83. The post-Eisner era continues with 4 never-before reprinted stories from the 50s.
Yeah, it's crazy how long those the reprints ran.
Yeah, he went with it.
Yeah.
Krause Publications, Comic Buyer's Guide.
There you go. I was probably subscribing then, or was very close to doing so.
Right. Numbers 932, 933, and 934. Jesus.
Yeah.
Crazy. An infamous Power Comics. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, wow. No, I was just saying it came out every week, but what's this Dreamweaver? You know about this?
This is yeah, I do. Yeah, it's the Power Comics guys. They talked about it in one of their early videos, like from years ago. And it's one of the first, I think it might have been one of the first times I started watching their channel, because it's still in my phone with a big asterisk beside it, because I've never seen it out in the wild. I don't know if they have plans to do their kind of deal with it, but it's Robert Lankford. And this is number 3 of it. So I'm hoping that this one is on their agenda of books to reprint with Floating World there, but it's a hell of a cover.
Yeah, it is. I just looked it up, and every issue has 30 or 40 people waiting for it, you know, so.
Yeah. Makes sense. Just one from Last Gasp down here. The Cherry Collection Book 2. So Last Gasp really on their last gasp. Lethargic Comics.
Oh, Lethargic Lad. Yeah.
Yeah. Weekly. WEAK. Nice. Number 4. Clever. Liquidator Magazine. Magazine of horror, science fiction, and crime fiction.
Ooh. Max and Crumb.
Wow. Holy shit. Yeah. An interview with actor Don Gordon and a feature article on embalming with all the gory details. Jesus, that's a fucking mix. What the fuck, man? Who are you? You're just trying desperately to grab some market. Max and Crumb embalming. That's insane.
Wow. That's nuts.
Lethargic ad there. Preview in previews. Marvel Comics presents The Legion of Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this section had a pull-out poster or something.
Someone interesting does the art on this series, I think. I can't remember who the artist is.
Is it McFarlane attached to this shit here? Because I
No,
think he does the poster.
Is it like Wills Portatio or somebody like that?
Let's see. Illustrated by the dynamic art team of Willis. Wills Portatio and Scott Williams.
Yeah. So he'd be on X-Men pretty soon after this. I think he took over after Jim Lee. And he was supposed to be one of the Image founders.
Ah, okay. Wow, a hell of a preview. That's pretty awesome looking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if this was actually published like this, it'd be cool, but I think it's printed with the kind of ugly, muddy coloring Marvel did back then.
Right.
But I'm interested in this series a little bit. I think there's only 2 issues or something, so.
Sabotage. A McFarlane poster intact. Soak it in, fellas. Soak it in.
I think that's McFarlane's last issue of Spider-Man.
Is that true?
I think so. I certainly was buying all this garbage when I was a kid.
Yeah, right. Yeah, my brother was a super an enormous Spider-Man fan, so he was buying it all too. He wasn't necessarily following artists. He was just a huge fan of the character.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was on all the Image boys.
Based on the artist, to be honest. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was big on all the Image guys. I was, 13 years old, so I was all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Bill and Ted's comic book, Evan Dorkin.
Yes. And DeStefano. Yeah, that's still a very popular book, eh? Bill and Ted stuff.
Yeah, it's been reprinted a couple times, I think.
Okay. Captain America, Daredevil 298.
Yeah.
Dark Hawk number 9. Namor NFL Super Pro 2.
Oh God, terrible. Terrible. This is really here. Really? We're really at the era though where Marvel is running up on against the rocks. All these Image guys are about to abandon them, and they are about to not know what the hell to do.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of these comics are pretty dreadful.
Uh-huh.
Or headed that way, like really soon.
Right.
Yeah.
Marvel Comics presents. Here's the Sam Keith. Yeah, that's the Sam Keith era Wolverine. Oh, which again, the kayfabe guys showed those, and those look fantastic. I don't know if I'd ever buy the issues, but seeing them on their channel was so great.
Marvel put out like a regular comic size collection of that.
Okay.
Which I don't know how easy that is to find, but it's fun. His art's great on it. Yeah. I couldn't tell you anything about the story anymore, but
yeah, right. Wolverine fucking people up, I'm sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no, I remember his art standing out to me when they were showing it on the channel. And the thing that they were focused on, which was very true, was like, Jesus Christ, the hair. Just how does he draw the hair on this guy? It's pretty incredible. Akira number 31 in here. Yeah.
That's near the end.
A repost, I guess, from previews 28.
Okay.
Resolicitation is the word I was looking for.
It goes 36 or 38 issues or something, so they're near the end.
Yeah, very close. Yeah.
Alf
47.
Also near the end.
47 issues.
Yeah, it went 50 issues.
Jesus fucking Christ. Ooh, Severin on it as well too, eh? Coloring, I guess.
Yeah.
Marvel Masterworks Volume 2, Fantastic Four 1-10. Another thing that those hardcover Masterworks, man, holy shit, are they expensive these days?
They are. Look at that price, Jesus.
Yeah, $34.95. Yeah,
I know.
246 pages.
Mm-hmm. They're nice books, though.
They really are.
Yeah,
we've got a couple, or my son has a couple up in his room. I think a Daredevil one, maybe a couple of other ones. I don't remember, but yeah. were lucky to find them, and they are beautiful. They're really, really well done.
Yeah. Who's on that Zorro title?
Rimmer, Taylor, and Fawcett.
Huh,
Alex Toth provides the cover illustration.
Yeah, covers look much nicer than the insides.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's a sharp cover for sure.
It is, yeah. Gru.
Yeah, number 83.
Yep.
Toxic Avenger.
Yeah. I think those had Sam Keith covers, actually, at least in the early ones.
Ah, is that true? Okay.
Yeah. I read those when I was a kid, but I had never seen the Toxic Avenger movies or anything. But
yeah. I'd seen the movie, but never read the comic.
You didn't miss anything.
No, I mean, and you didn't miss anything on the other side too. Like, I know that he gets a lot of credit for a lot of schlocky films and stuff. I never really got into his. I'm totally blanking on his name right now, but I never really got into that stuff as much. I can appreciate it though for what it was, because he really was churning things out. This Epic Light, yeah, I think I've got that.
I have that too.
Alien Legion, Akira trade paperback number 3.
Yeah, they never finished them. They stopped before they got them all out, but those are nice looking books though.
Yeah.
So I've never bought them because I couldn't buy all of them, but they're really cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely designed, thick paper,
X Month Deluxe cover pins, another one. Check the box for pins. Ooh, a Punisher Bolo.
Oh God.
More pins. A coupon truck and shirt.
Oh my God.
Like a Bolo. Come on, man.
Fucking amazing. Fucking 90s.
Yeah. Some douchebag wearing a Bolo and a fucking cape to school.
Yeah. Conan 250. Wow.
Spider-Man 16 by Big Daddy Todd, part 1 of 2.
Part 2. Maybe he does hang on from that issue. Infinity Gauntlet's going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Ooh, Fantastic Four number 1 reprint. Marvel Milestone Edition. Yeah, geez.
Just what all the kids want.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Wizard number 2 ad.
Yeah, Wizard number 2.
The beginning Chris, of the I will definitely take everybody. A Punisher Bolo.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Yeah. Nightbreed. Wasn't that, what's his name?
Paperback. Is that Clive Barker?
Clive Barker, yeah. It must be, right?
I don't
really see his name in there, but it has to be.
Yeah.
Marvel Masterworks Daredevil. There you go. 1 to 11.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, that might be the one. Oh, my man.
Your guy. Yeah.
My guy, Metropole, dude.
Can you believe Marvel is publishing that?
I honestly can't. I can't believe it. Yeah. Plastic Forks and Metropole. Like, I mean, it's unreal.
Yeah.
And then DC letting him work on like Batman stuff, and it's crazy. Yeah. Different era. Because there's no way a guy like Ted McKeever would. I don't think he'd get anywhere these days.
No. Barbie fashion.
It's a fucking great picture too, man.
It is. That's so good.
Deathlock, more Conan, more Cap.
Yeah.
A Life Through the Ages portfolio.
I've never seen that. Who's the artist?
No.
Charles R. Knight.
Charles R. Knight.
Look at the price.
Black and white prints. $275.
Holy shit.
Whose work in dinosaur illustration has inspired such artists as Walt Simonson and Bill Stout.
I guess so.
His
I
portfolio
don't know.
it does feature gold embossing though, so
Oh, okay. That makes sense then.
$275. Who
Good
the fuck
Lord.
bought that, man?
I don't know. In 1991.
Yeah. Here we go. Millennium
Okay.
and Mirage. Millennium with Mummy. Oh, Wild Wild West. Jesus. Loved that show, man. We loved that show. I don't think I ever read the comic. I knew it existed, but I've never checked it out. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Challenges rather.
Yeah,
Michael
I know
Dooney.
that.
And then Turtles number 39.
It's the Roach Mill guys doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, the Tick. 5th printing already.
Another one everywhere. Loved it. I've still got the series of trading cards in one of my binders.
Oh, nice.
We loved that show. Taped it,
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
Now Comics.
Yeah, with their TV stuff. Hey, Married with Children, Kato, Green Hornet, Ghostbusters. Jesus.
Wow.
What the heck is this? The Big Ten with James Van Heist.
I like that full page Turtles ad.
Yeah, that's really nice.
That's great.
Oh, North Star. Love that North Star logo. Splatter number 2, one title.
Great.
Nicotat. Boris the Bear. Okay.
That's got to be near the end. That's all. 36. Jesus.
Huh.
That's a lot of Boris the Bear comics.
Uh-huh. Was that another one? Who else put out Boris the Bear? Who else was doing it?
Dark Horse.
Were they? Okay.
Yeah, Nicotat is when he went on his own and self-published, but Dark Horse published it for probably a couple of years at least.
Right. Comic Relief.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like some more modern strips, collections.
Yeah.
Topical humor. The Drawing Board.
No idea. Don't know any of these things. Pall Mall.
By Barb and Billy.
Weird.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty sweet lettering there. I kind of dig that.
Yeah, it is.
Wraith.
Interesting. I don't know that at all.
No. The Setting Future Earth.
Weird. How about Paragraphics?
Paragraphics, yeah. Comic Shop News 222. I mean, still going, right? Comic Shop News still a thing.
Yeah. I think somebody bought it from the original guys, but yeah, it's still going.
Yeah.
Never heard of Pendulum Press either.
No. So. Pendulum Press Classics Collector's Kit number 4, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Okay.
Full color copy of the Pendulum Classics edition of the book. A fully dramatized 30-minute audio cassette with sound effects and music. $7.
Wow.
Kind of interesting. Give me some cassettes.
I know.
Oh man. Personality Comics, Jesus.
Jonathan Frakes.
Madonna. Yeah. Madonna. The New Crew number 2. Anyway. There's that Kubert book.
Yeah, Abraham Stone. Tiger's Eye. Never heard of that.
No. Random Press. Oh, there's the Aragones. Buzz and Bell. Silver Scream. I've seen this around.
Yeah? I don't know it.
Art in this issue, Lee Elias, Bob Powell, and Howard Nostrand. Yeah.
Okay. It's all Golden Age stuff.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Revolutionary Comics.
Yeah.
Nothing very interesting there.
No.
Here we go. Some ripoff press. Oh, Strips 12, Chuck Austin. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's another one, right? Like this is one of them that I was thinking of when we were talking about that other company earlier on.
Yeah.
Just again, unimpressive.
Friendly.
Like nothing about it is interesting.
Yeah, Chuck Austin is never impressive.
Yeah.
Savage Henry.
Savage Henry. Yeah, more Matt Howarth. Number 17, Freak Brothers, Fat Freddy's Cat. I mean, Jesus. Talk about a cash cow for them, right?
Right.
To this day, Freak Brothers books still coming out.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Jeff Ewan in the chat here says Chuck Austin, the guy who failed upwards. And he's right. He's right. Like he was doing stuff at Marvel, you know, during the bankruptcy days, you know. So I think he did a War Machine series that just looks like the worst thing Marvel's ever published. Yeah, real junk.
Yeah.
It's a weird
Chaos. I'll send you my address there for that Punisher Bolo. Yeah,
for sure.
If you could express mail that to me, please, that would be great.
Yeah, hell, I might drive to Vegas to pick that up. I don't know any of these companies here.
No, but that looks very familiar, doesn't it? That art there,
up in the corner. It looks like that's Wolf and Bird, isn't it?
Okay.
The Bat and Lash comic.
Yeah, right.
That the cover there looks like some sort of weird Ken Landgraf. Ken Landgraf ripoff, you know.
Totally, but then also with this Amerimanga kind of background character too. Very strange mix.
Weird.
Super strange mix.
Huh.
New black and white anthology. Debbie David's Odd. Bat and Lash, yeah. Interesting. That's a hell of a mix, though, just by looking at that. Slave Labor, Milk and Cheese, Oblivion City.
Yeah.
Starhead Comics, Morty the Dog, that one I know.
Wow.
Storm Warnings, I don't know.
Yeah, Morty the Dog by Steve Willis, Gary Usher wrote about in Canon #2.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I never see Starhead comics. I mean, they're really obscure.
They really are. Yeah, I rarely see them. The couple that I have, I was surprised, you know. But yeah, they're never out there. Fangoria, Comic Scene, Studio Insidio, From Beyond, Deranged Horror Anthology.
Interesting.
Bliss, Wynn, Forte, DeAngelis, Lee, and Columbia.
No idea.
Yeah, exactly. Me neither. Daughters of Time. Geez, a 3D ecological time travel story of 3 women attempting to create an alternate future. Covered by Steve Ditko. 3D glasses included.
Wow.
Oh, hey, look at that. Robert Williams. What a shitty fucking image to reproduction there. I know that image. That is the worst. He must have been pissed, man. The fuck am I paying for? There you go. Halo Jones. More Slain.
Oh, London's Dark. I have that.
It's a pretty great looking cover, man.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah, who's the artist? Like Paul Johnson or something like that. Some British guy that never got over here. But that's written by James Robinson, who wrote a shit ton of stuff for Marvel and DC.
Right.
Later.
Yeah, I really like that cover.
Yeah.
Some Tundra, some Rain #5 of Rolf Stark.
Very nice.
Yeah. 5 of 6, $1.95.
A sketchbook
steal.
series. Charles Vess.
Yeah, there it is, number 5. $3.95. Again, a steal.
Yeah, Scorched Earth.
Poem Tunes by Vaughn Baudet.
I don't think I've ever seen that Poem Tunes.
No, either have I. The last definitive work by Vaughn Baudet.
Interesting.
Shortly before his untimely death in 1975. Oh, wow. Huh. Scorched Earth. 20 nude dancers, 20 poster book.
All right. I have, man, I wonder if what I have is what that is. I have a 20 nude dancers, 20 that's like gigantic.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. Yeah. Mark Martin, really good artist.
Twilliang Productions. Ridiculous name, but
yeah, new comics.
Cover. Canadian cartoonists and artists.
Okay.
Teresa Henry, Colin Upton, yeah, George Ashcroft, Ted, Dave. Huh. Mark Robinson. Well, shit.
You recognize anybody else in that?
I don't, actually.
Yeah, me neither.
What's his name? The guy that did Corner Gas. I got that comic. Brent Butt. He actually just did a graphic novel. He was in town. A friend of mine told me I missed it. He was at the bookstore in town about a week or two ago. And I remember I'd seen it on the listing for the bookstore because I was going to go down and get him to sign that book, that comic, Existing Zone. What the heck is it called? I can't remember, but it was, he's a Canadian kind of, he had this long running show called Corner Gas that was a huge Canadian comedy hit that was shot one province over. And he's kind of like, he had his day in the sun or his years in the sun. But I guess he just did a new comic. He's a writer, but I would have loved to have gone to see him actually and just show him that and hear a bit of the story of when that came out, but I completely missed it. Magnus Robot Fighter. Yeah, this Valiant stuff never spoke to me. Did any of this ever speak to you at the time? Were you reading Valiant?
Yeah, I read Valiant through kind of through the Unity crossover, which is probably hasn't happened yet or is about to happen.
Okay.
And then I abandoned it pretty quickly after that. But they, when Jim Shooter was running it, they only had 8 titles. So so you could kind of follow the whole thing pretty easily. But once the market exploded, they started expanding like crazy, So
yeah, right.
Yeah, and some of them are like Barry Windsor Smith worked on Solar, Man of the Atom,
right.
So a couple of them are pretty interesting, fun comics. Some of them are pretty boring. But
yeah, I mean, when I see stuff like this, it doesn't look horrible. It looks kind of interesting. It's just I never have really tried any of them out.
Yeah, I remember
WWF.
Yeah, they did WWF and they did Nintendo stuff. They did like Super Mario Brothers, and that was how they kind of got rolling at first.
Right.
Then they went straight on into their superheroes, but yeah, pretty easily forgotten, I think.
Yeah.
But it was also one of those things.
Nintendo.
Yeah, there you go, Nintendo. Yeah, I don't think it's kind of hard to explain the appeal to anyone now, I think. But at the time, it felt like, a new superheroes that you can get in on the ground floor and they actually make sense,
right?
Because none of the Image stuff made any sense, So look at all that Viz. Jesus.
Look at all that Viz is exactly what I was going to say. It's fucking gorgeous. Silent Mobius, Area 88, Crying Freeman, Midnight Eye, Killer.
Nice.
And then some Vortex stuff, Legends of NASCAR. Where's Paulo? Mr. X Volume 2, number 15 and 16.
I didn't realize Vortex published those NASCAR comics.
Yeah, no, me neither.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, the first I've never seen them out there either. I've never seen any of those books.
Such a weird thing for a Canadian publisher.
It sure is.
There used to be a magazine. It was out at this time called Comic Values Monthly.
Okay.
And one of the great features in that magazine was they would have like market reports from around the U.S., various stores, and they would tell you what their top 5 sellers were and their bottom 5 sellers. But the stores that were in the South, those NASCAR comics would always be like in their top 5 sellers.
Really?
And of course, nobody else gave a shit, you know?
Yeah, right.
But I don't think I've ever seen any in person.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Another big ad for Wizard 2 here.
Crazy.
And then there's books.
Okay.
We'll see, maybe flipping through this a little quicker, but we'll see what kind of stuff is in there.
Sure.
Silent Mobius there. Oh yeah, talking about note cannot guarantee timely deliveries. It's so cool. Yeah. It's really, really great looking through this stuff. Yeah, I mean, if I got any other ones, I want to get earlier than this. I would love to get kind of some of the very first ones. I would love to see that early stuff. Oh, there you go, Charles Vest again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the illustrated checklist to Underground Comics. Cool. I've got that.
Oh, nice. I don't know if I have that. That's cool.
It's pretty good. Yeah. It's just out of reach. I'd pull it out, but it's just out of my reach. Art of Bev Doolittle, Sega Game Strategies, of course. It's funny now. The thing is, what the hell is it? Platform that my daughter plays all the time. Roblox. There's Roblox books now. You know, so it's this era's Nintendo strategy guide. It's a guide to the worlds and secrets in some of the games and things, and she loves it. It's not Among Us that she plays there. It's something else. I can't remember what it's called on Roblox, but yeah, nothing really jumping out too much. Chris Claremont, Grounded.
Oh yeah, his novel.
Yeah. To his hard-hitting in the sequel to his hard-hitting debut, First Flight.
Oh, okay. I've seen First Flight. I don't think I've ever seen Grounded before. That I didn't know he had 2. That's amazing.
Oh, books Nippon, BSS Sensual Illustrations. Japan's most gifted airbrush artisans are showcased in this beautiful art book. Yeah, I guess it's interesting to think of that as an era too, like the airbrush era, where there's books dedicated to airbrush artists.
That's so good. Look at that book about collecting comic character clocks and watches.
Uh-huh.
That seems very specific. Yeah. Crazy.
Suggestions for improving previews. Another plug to complete that survey.
More clock and watch books, please.
So can we have a clock, watch, pin, and bolo tie section, please?
Ooh, Catalan.
Yes, on the next page here. Oh, yeah, it's right down here.
Sorry to jump ahead, but
no, totally fine, totally fine.
Got excited by look at all those. Holy shit.
Heartthrobs.
Oh man. Oh man, Morbus Gravis 3. I didn't even know there was one of those.
Creatura Superi. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Morbus Gravis 1 and 2, Druna. Necron 4 by Magnus. One that you'll never find out there anymore.
Nope.
Justine Part 2.
Oh wow.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde offered again. Wow. Yeah. A full page. Can't sleep on this. What the hell is this? Carolyn Graff, Best New Horror. Oh, it might be short stories.
I think it's Yeah,
it looks like it, yeah. Pretty great looking cover, though.
It is.
Let's see if there's a page 2 of Catalan.
I'm so jealous of people being able to buy these Catalans.
Yeah.
Venus and Furs.
Venus and Furs by Creepax.
Oh, Cha
And
Cha.
then Cha-Cha Comics, Ex Libris. You've talked about Cha-Cha before, haven't you?
Yeah, there aren't nearly as many of them. I'm aware of maybe like 15, but some of them are really beautiful art.
Okay.
But they're basically like another, porn imprint or sort of erotica. Right. but
Yep.
but it's mostly just European stuff, and some of it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever heard of them. Anytime I've mentioned it, nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about. So
yeah, right. Yeah, no, and I'm sure it's you that I heard them from.
Yeah,
as well, because I'd never heard of them either. Oh, Winnie the Pooh's Christmas. Amazing.
Nice. That's great.
Disney. Davy Crockett, Doubleday Books. Facts on File. What is this? American Encyclopedia of American Comics.
Huh.
Nearly 1,000 alphabetical listings detailing close to a century of American comic strips and books, including character references and outstanding creator profiles. 432 pages.
Yeah.
$20. Interesting. Well, there you go. American Splendor Anthology.
Mm-hmm.
Some Star Trek. Robin Hood. Lord of the Rings. Image Publishing.
Yeah, that's a different Image, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Voyages. They cribbed the name.
Yeah.
Little Brown. More Archie. Disney's Art of Animation. H.R. Geiger's Necronomicon. Beautiful.
Ace Backwards there.
Yeah. Robert Crumb on Ace Backwards. America's premier underground cartoonist. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Loom Panics, that was a company based here in Washington State.
Oh, okay.
The guy who did Real Stuff worked for them, kind of churning out like just quick books,
Mm-hmm.
But it's about all I know about
him. More Geiger and Ellison. A Dune poster. Again, look at those reproductions, especially for a guy like Geiger. Like,
yeah,
who the hell's buying it based on these images?
Right.
It's unfortunate. Oh, NBM.
Story of O. Lots of Creepax in this thing.
Yeah.
Where's Gore Vidal?
Yeah, exactly. The Essential Ellison. Oh, the Forever War. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are nice looking.
Then Valentina.
More Creepax.
Gore, she's calling you.
Yeah, she really is. 1991 was Creepax's year. Oh, there's Raw, Volume 2.
Yeah. I think that's the issue I have.
Yeah. There was a time when you found that in every single bookstore you went to.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore.
No. And the one I have is falling apart. Like, I bought it anyway, but it's falling apart. I don't know if I can actually sit and carefully go through it and actually read it. But I picked it up because I'm like, I'm never going to see this ever again.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got one of these Forever Wars, but I'm not recognizing the covers.
Yeah, they're nice looking books.
Yeah.
Cheap novelties.
Twisted Sisters, a collection of bad girl art by Diane Newman.
Yeah. It's got a lot of good people in it.
Sure does. Oh, a Ben Catcher book, Cheap Novelties. More cassettes. I was browsing today actually on Bandcamp and I found this. I can't remember the artist's name, but they did a trilogy and it was kind of like a book on tape. It's amazing to me that with the kind of audiobooks and even like underground experimental music, like the use of storytelling, it feels like we're coming back to that era. And the samples that I listened to sounded pretty interesting,
Nice.
kind of sci-fi / horror story, if I'm remembering correctly, but like in 3 parts, 3 cassette series. Random House,
Mouse,
Overstreet Price Guide, Mouse hardcover, $18. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little quicker. Just holler if you see anything. Oh, this one, that's a classic one, eh?
Oh,
From
there
Art
you go.
to
Yeah.
Zach, Kurtzman's Visual History of Comics.
Yeah.
The Resolicitation.
I'm interested in that the Sotheby's catalog there.
It's here. Yeah.
That bottom right hand. Wow. That must have been pretty early on for that kind of thing.
Uh-huh. Important comic books and comic book art auction catalog. Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy. 40
bucks.
bucks.
150 pages. Oh, some Dick Tracy, Mother Goose and Grimm. Jesus. Remember that from the papers?
Mm-hmm.
Comic contest.
Bottom right, there's Good Omens. Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett's book. That was kind of before anyone really knew who Neil Gaiman was outside of comics, though. So.
Offered again.
Yeah, that's funny.
Sports. Is this going to be the sports section? Magazine. Yeah, if it is, we'll skip past this shit. Posters and prints. Yeah, it looks like a lot of sports stuff.
Yeah.
We'll zip past this. I have to admit, though, I did look this up. This one that's in here, I figured I may as well just look. It was like $1. You know what I mean? Because otherwise that sucker would get torn out of there.
Sure.
But it ain't worth shit, apparently.
I'm sure a lot of the stores back in these days were selling both sports cards and comics.
Absolutely.
You don't see that anymore, but
right.
That was really common back then.
Won't go through this with much detail either, but this caught my attention. I love that, there's also games in here as well too, and it's still, you're buying the dice, you're buying your RPGs and stuff, your role-playing games. I think that's pretty amazing. Robin Hood again here, Games Workshop with Warhammer stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing models, all sorts of things. Champions. Apparitions. Huh. That's interesting. I'll have to come back. Yeah, some TSR as well. I think in here they had some, I think they show off some TSR, did some comics as well too. Yeah, here we go. TSR did a bunch of comics that, they had some stories in them, but then there was also a game. Sometimes it was a centerfold with a little map in it and some characters that you cut out. But some of them, I think, were kind of modules for some of their role-playing games as well, too.
Gotcha.
I usually pick them up when I find them. They're kind of fun. Again, just more of the gaming stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one here, too, the belt. Buck Rogers here. Yeah, so those are pretty cool. $10.95. Oh, that's the collection. Okay, so it's the whole thing. Because they came out as single issues. I actually didn't know they came out as collections as well, but that makes sense. Get everything in one. Yeah, I don't know if they're killer comics or anything, but it's neat to see all the game stuff in there.
Yeah.
Licensing section. Gonna see a ton of Betty Page and a bunch of circus freaks, I guess, will be this era, right?
Oh my god.
Akira shirts. Here we go. Shirts.
Oh, wow.
Gunbuster. Lensman. Oh, a Tetsuo figurine as well.
Oh, wow.
$69.95, limited to 1,500. Yeah, good Lord is right.
Akira hardcover there with their graffiti designs.
$50 almost.
Wow. Yeah, Jesus.
Little Mermaid wax packs. Look at that Akira shirt. Amazing. That's so great.
Yeah, that is great.
Someone's got to have a website out there, because you and I have talked about it before with some of the black and white stuff, all the shirts that people were making. There's got to be a website out there where someone has kind of collected images of those shirts. I would hope.
I hope so, yeah.
Jesus, look at them all.
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I think I want this one, but I don't know what the fuck it is. I guess it looks cool. Get this and some X-ray specs, please. There you go. There's your uncut Star Trek sheet.
Star Trek
cards, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure I have this series, you know, that we found at a flea market or something for next to nothing, the entire series. More pins. Yeah. I wonder how much money that's brought in for him, or if he even owns it.
Yeah.
Looks like we're reaching the end of
looks like it
stuff here. What are these? I can turn the page. Additional. Okay. So Last Gasp with some cards. The Robert Crumb trading cards. Looks like the Blues series.
That's nice.
Heroes of the Blues, early jazz greats, and country music pioneers. That's amazing.
Yeah, those are all great.
Yeah, they really are. I haven't come across them very much, but I've seen them out in the wild.
Somebody put out a book with all of them in there at one point.
Oh, is that true? Okay.
Yeah. Is that a Gary Panter thing?
Panter.
Weird.
Untitled serigraph. What the heck is a serigraph?
I don't know. Please inquire on the price. That's never a good sign.
Uh-huh. Mature audiences, minor nudity. So is that a little bit of nudity, or is that minor nudity? What the hell are you selling us here, Panter?
Yeah.
That's an unfortunate choice of two words back to back there.
It really is.
Trying to get us shut down. Oh, yeah. Another European Tintin poster. Wow.
Wow.
Appleseed prints. Nice.
Yeah. Those are cool.
The random section. A Michael Kaluta treasury.
Interesting.
Bernie Wrightson, the Stand Portfolio Regular Edition. 12 black and white plates, $20.
Wow.
From Stephen King's The Stand.
I didn't realize people were still putting out portfolios at this point.
Seems late for sure. Kino and MPI. Old Vestron video, geez.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there you go. Toxic Avenger. Evil Dead 2. Nice.
Great.
Miracle Studios. What the heck is this? Comic book production paper. Huh.
Art boards.
Please inquire. Cannibal Campout video. Followed by Attack of the Killer Refrigerator. Yeah, man.
That's top notch.
The double feature. Yeah, it looks like movie stuff. And here we go. World of
editions.
Ward.
Oh, nice.
Ward's Wow. And Torchy. Oh, this is good shit.
That looks
late
great.
editions. Torchy 50th anniversary t-shirt. Mr. A here. Some Steve Ditko.
Wow.
Man, just classic style. Like the faces on his men as well, too. It's just such a classic style.
Agreed.
Very nice. So that's interesting. So you didn't make the cutoff, but they still had room for you in the back, eh?
They had this in the one I looked at too. This like section full of random shit.
Right.
Yeah, a distant
Film
soil.
threat. Huh. The Numidian Force. Don't know it. That covers a bit of a mess, though.
It is. Lead Slinger
not too
Comics.
much jumping out at me here. Little brown Tintin.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we're not ending on a high note here, people, but
right.
that looks like it. That's the where you check everything off. Amazing. So great.
Yeah, that was fun.
Like that's it.
Some crazy shit.
And then here's your previews reader survey. So I'll make sure that I fill this out and I'll send it into them.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty funny.
Do you want a computer? If so, what kind? An Atari.
Oh my God, Commodore.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, thanks so much, Colin, for doing the videos, first of all, and for coming and hanging out with this. But honestly, like, these videos that you do are so great. It's so cool to sit and flip through the previews every month, and I'm really glad that you got your hands on that January one to kind of put this on my radar, because this is a really, really fun thing to sit and do. I don't know if I'd get many more, but like I said, I'd love to get one of the early ones, like one of the first 10 issues, you know what I mean? If those ever pop up, I've got them bookmarked on Lone Star. I'm hoping that at some point they pop up.
Yeah, getting. I also would love to see the earlier ones. That would be my favorite. I wouldn't mind seeing one or two from a couple of years later. You know, when the industry was completely insane.
Yes.
Just right before it crashes would be kind of fun to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Just to see how much the mania was catching on, you know. But this era right here is really kind of a special era for me. I recognize a lot of this stuff, and just when I was first going to comic shops and seeing this stuff, so it's really cool.
Yeah, no, I think you're right though. Some of an issue or two from like the peak would be pretty fun, just to see how dense it is, and probably like, list separate listings for the multiple covers and the foil embossed and all, like just really tapping into the madness of that, seeing it in a catalog like this, I think would really be interesting.
Yeah.
All
the image guys spending probably tons of money on ads and
right. Yeah, probably taking out like fold out ads and stuff, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. Thanks everybody who lasted. Yes, I see Donald Rex. He's gone already, but it did go on and on for sure, Donald. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you all. And I mean, I say if you find them, if you're into this kind of stuff, just grab one. I've got all the links in the description of this video as well to Colin's channel. I think I put a link in for Canon as well too. So the big cartel store. You can also get Canon. I think Domino has copies of issue 1 and 2. Isn't that right, Colin?
That is true. And we will have a website soon, apparently. So
shit.
Yeah, we'll see what that's. I mean, my friend Alex, who does the design work on the zine, is teaching himself how to do a website. So
good.
We'll see how that goes, but he's trying.
That's incredible. I mean, shout out to him, because didn't he learn to do some of the layout for the magazine as well too with issue 1? Wasn't he teaching himself that as well?
Yeah, he's never done any of this stuff before, so
tell him he's done an amazing job. That's so encouraging to hear. That's really great.
Yeah, he'll appreciate that.
Yeah. So what is I guess maybe make sure you let us know when the website is official. I'd love to check that out.
Will do, for sure.
Yeah, cool. Right on. Okay, everybody. We'll end the stream here, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Terrence.